Thanks for coming to Millville Yoga Collective's basic Hatha virtual yoga class. I want to thank Ryan Kidner once again for bringing us beautiful ambient music during our practice. So this is an all levels class. It's great for beginners, but be sure to always work at your own pace. So if something doesn't feel good in your body, make modifications for it, or just don't do it. It'd be awesome if you can leave a donation. We've included links where you can find where you can do that. Again, thank you, Ryan, for our beautiful ambient music, and enjoy your practice. Namaste. We'll go ahead and get started finding your way onto your mat. I like to stand with my heels and toes together. If that's not comfortable for you, just stand with your feet close side by side. Ground your toes into your mat. Let's inhale the arms up. Bring your hands to your heart center, and we'll just pause. So just pausing here to start the conversation between the mind and the body. A great place to start is your breath in and out through your nose. So a nice deep breath in, and a nice deep breath out. Start to really ground yourself on your mat so you can root your toes down, feel the pads of your feet and your heels pressing down. Feel your thighs engage, your glutes engage gently as you lengthen out of your waist and relax your shoulders so you're just standing up nice and tall. So you can give yourself a supportive and strong standing posture as you continue to notice your breath in and out through your nose, maybe in and out through your nose and throat. If it feels good to keep your eyes closed, you can do so. If you're swaying around quite a bit, you can open your eyes and maybe just gaze to your fingertips or to the floor in front of you, whatever's most comfortable for you. And with that supportive stance, your feet grounded and your spine lengthening, notice your belly moving with your breath, so not just your chest. So you've got to allow some relaxation there so you can create movement with your breath. And as you continue through your yoga practice, keep that breathing at the front of your mind's eye. Everything else will come next. So if your eyes are closed, you can start to open them. Again, check your feet grounded, your legs engaged, your chest lifted, spine straight. We'll inhale the arms up. And take your right hand and just grab your left wrist if you can see. And then we'll inhale, lengthen, and just reach up and over to the right and lean to the left. You just got out of bed. Give yourself a nice stretch in the left side of your body. Lifted chest will release. And then we'll switch sides. So I'm going to take my left hand and grab my right wrist. Inhale up. And just reach to the left and lean to the right. Good. We'll come back to the center. And then I'm going to flip my hands so my palms are up to the ceiling. I'm going to inhale up and just lean back a little bit. Doesn't have to be huge, just a little bit. You'll lean back. That's good. Then we'll inhale up and exhale forward fold. So bringing it down to your mat. And right here, you can just hang. So my block, of course, isn't handy. But if you have one, feel free to put your block right about here at any setting you like and just use that to kind of pulse and relax. Otherwise, you can grab your opposite elbows. Maybe walk your hands to the right, to the left. Bend those knees, pedal those heels. So just kind of let go here. Head's a little lower than your heart. Letting that neck relax. Now it feels good to keep your eyes closed, but that makes it a little more challenging to balance. So I think it's best to keep your eyes open here for gorilla. We're gonna open up those feet about 2 fists in between your toes. And we'll slide the hands under your feet so your toes are at your wrist crease, stepping on your hands. If that's not possible for you, maybe you'll just step to your fingers. Or just don't step on your hands at all. You can grab your ankles or just continue to ragdoll. I'm gonna bend my knees to get my hands under my feet. You can do the same. And then from here, just relaxing your neck. That's the pose, that's it. If you want some more, maybe you'll try to lift your hips up gently. Maybe with knees bent, you'll bend your elbows out to the side, lengthen down, really relaxing that neck. Whatever you're doing it slowly and mindfully. Not with too much force here, we're just getting warmed up. And making our way into downward facing dog. So inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, shoulders away from your ears, we'll inhale. And then exhale, put your hands on your mat and step back to your downward dog. So your heels back, tailbone up, and palms, knuckles, and fingertips press forward with lots of space between your fingers. Now, if your heels don't touch your mat right now, that's okay. Maybe someday they will. Right now, let's start to open up the hamstrings and your hips by just pedaling your heels once again, right and left. Bending through your knees, maybe let your mouth hang open. Shake your head out a little bit. Just getting warmed up here, so again, taking it nice and easy. Let's open up the pelvis a little bit here too. Now, I'm going to show you first, you can drop to your knees if downward dog feels like a lot for you. Tabletop, you can inhale the right leg back, open up the hip, bend the knee, do some circles with your knee, circles with your ankle, kind of just bringing the hip open to square. From downward dog, it looks like this. Down dog, inhaling the right leg back, opening up the hips and bending the knees. So whatever's most comfortable for you. Just bringing some movement there. Go ahead and bring the hips square and the foot back down, and we'll try it on the other side. So inhaling the left leg back, and we'll open it up once again. Again, from tabletop, you can inhale the left leg back and do the same thing, no problem. So wherever you are, downward dog, tabletop, you can stay there, because that's eventually where we're going to go. Drop to the knees, tabletop. You can open up your knees, big toes together. Let's slide back and take child's pose. And then pause here. So if your hips don't sit to your heels, just lift them up off your heels. But it works to get your forehead down on your mat so you can really relax into this. Eventually creating more space, walking the fingertips forward and pressing the hips back. And then to help with your deep breathing, think about breathing with the lower parts of your lungs. And that'll encourage that movement to help open your hips as your lower belly is moving as you breathe. Let's gently walk the fingers to the right, leaning into that left side hip. Walk the fingers back to the center, pressing your hips back, stretching your fingers forward. Continuing that breath. Walk the fingers to the left and press into your right side hip. So even just leaning a little bit to the right might be plenty for you, that's okay. Just do what feels good. walk it back to the center, back to child's pose. Just take a couple moments here to relax and breathe. Let's slide the palms down toward your face. We'll press into the palms and now lift into a tabletop position. So finding your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and your fingers spread out wide. And we'll start to warm up the spine. So let's inhale, drop the belly, scoop the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Pull your belly in, lift the shoulder blades up. Cow and cat pose. We'll inhale, drop the belly. Teeth together. Exhale, round the spine. Pull your belly in. Good, we'll inhale, drop. Exhale, round. One more time, let's inhale, drop. And exhale, round, very good. So when you're all set, you can be back in tabletop and just pause here. So let's warm up our centers a little bit. Taking the right arm forward, we'll take the left heel back, toes pointing down, hips square as you can. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, elbow to knee and knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. So you can even put your toes down on your mat if that feels better. Exhale, elbow to knee, knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, we'll just come back to that tabletop and pause there. If you choose, you can inhale, drop. Exhale, round. If you've had enough of those, you can just skip them and stay at tabletop in between. Let's try that again on the other side. Take your left arm, stretch it forward. Your right heel, stretch it back, toes down, fingers ahead. We'll inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to your knee, knee to your nose. Little crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Remember, you can always put your toes down too. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, back to tabletop. Good, again, pause here at tabletop, or inhale, drop. Shoulders back and away from your ears. Exhale, round. Pull your belly in, lift your shoulder blades up. Good. Meeting back in tabletop. Let's put the right toe to the back right corner of your mat here. And then pick up your right hand so you're in a nice side plank, opening through the chest. Now gazing to the floor is best for balance if you're working on that. Finding a spot on the floor that's not moving. Maybe gazing up to the ceiling if you want to challenge your balance further. Feel free to stay here if you'd like to add a little bit more strength. You can flex your right foot and pick up your leg. And then we'll gently release, putting the foot down, the hand down, and the knee down. Again, staying in tabletop or choosing a cow and a cat. Left toe to the left corner of your mat, and then the left hand lifts up. So again, gazing up to the ceiling is an additional challenge for your balance. Gazing to the floor, maybe finding something to fix your eyes on can help you if you're wobbling around a little bit. Feel free to just stay here. If you want that extra strength, you'll flex your foot and pick up your leg. Here's my aloe plant, hello. Thinking about the side of your thigh up to the ceiling and the heel to the wall. Go ahead and release. Foot down, hand down, and knee down. Let's inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round the spine, very good. Back through tabletop. Let's pause here. Flex our feet and meet back in downward facing dog. Give yourself another moment. And then we'll shift forward to a high push-up. Maybe hold that here for a moment. Engage your thighs. Belly's pulled in, shoulders away from your ears. And then we'll all lower down. You can drop to your knees and lower down onto your belly. So your fingertips are right underneath your shoulders and the tops of your feet are flat to your mat. Taking a little cobra, we'll gently press the chest up and back, keeping your feet glued to your mat, shoulders away from your ears, elbows back towards your hips, teeth together, and then touch your chin. Look to the right, put your arms at your side and just relax. So just allow your body to melt onto your mat, taking advantage of opportunities you find where you can completely relax and let go. Bringing your chin forward. We'll look to the left. As in your Hatha practice, you've got to really motivate your body and your mind to work together, but also with just as much enthusiasm, encourage your body and your mind to relax when you find that opportunity. Still breathing with those deep belly breaths. Now bringing the chin forward again. Let's open up the legs a little bit like a V so the tops of your feet are flat to your mat. And we'll bring the hands to the floor in front of you or onto the top corners of your mat. We'll gently press up for a seal pose. So nice and easy here. My shoulders are away from my ears and I'm looking straight ahead. If it feels good to look above or behind you, you may. Gently lower down. Stay right here or bring your hands a little bit closer and lift up once again. And again, there's no rush. Keeping your hands where they are, if that felt good, is great. The whole purpose of your practice is to feel good. So make those choices, as that's what your intention and your goal is. Let's lift back up to tabletop. And then we're going to head back to child's pose for a couple of breaths. Toes together, knees apart. And we'll bring the forehead down to the mat. If your eyes are closed, let's open them. Slide your palm down towards your face. Let's left in to tabletop once again. Make our way back to downward facing dog. And then nice and easy, we'll walk on up with your feet with your hands. And again, just fold. Relax your neck. You can pedal your heels again if that feels good. To open up my shoulders here. That's kind of a big one, so don't feel like you have to do that. Just what feels good again. And then with your knees bent and your head relaxed, nice and easy, we can wind on up once again. Finding our feet together or your feet close side by side. I'm going to bring the arms up, my hands to heart center, and we'll just pause. So continuing to warm up, I like to keep my feet together for our chair poses. So I've got my feet together, my thighs engaged. I'm going to swing my arms up and then just sit down. So you'll shift the weight forward to back here. Right now my weight's into my heels. My chest is lifted. My arms reaching forward. I'll bring my hands to the heart center. Weight still in the heels. Let's inhale. Exhale, find your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh if it's possible. Doing your best to keep your hips square to the top of your mat. Elbow gently pressing into the knee or the thigh. So you can use some pressure to help you balance with your hands there too. left shoulder. If it feels good, you can open up your hands, or even just one hand if that feels better. Lead back to prayer, and then back to chair. Pausing here. Let's inhale. Exhale your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Doing your best to keep those knees bent, thighs engaged, weights to the heels. Finding some pressure to help you balance, gazing over your right shoulder. Choosing maybe to open up one arm, maybe you'll do two. Bringing the hands back together, and then back to chair pose. Let's lift the arms up. So here's our little weight shift. We've had the weight in the heels. Engage your thighs. If you choose, maybe you'll just pick up one heel. Maybe you'll try the other. Or maybe you'll lift up both of your heels and see if you can bend your knees a little bit more. We'll go 3, 2, and fold. Very good. Just gonna turn to the front of my mat again. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, put your hands on your mat. Find your right foot, step it back, and drop your back right knee and lift to a low crescent lunge. So sometimes the foot's a little bit too close to the body. Try to get a nice 90-degree angle there. If you want to move your foot ahead or behind, make some adjustments to find a nice square stance on your mat the best that you can. We're going to inhale up, find your left hand and bring it to the inside of your thigh. Starting to open through those hips. Steady. A little wobbly down here, that's okay. Don't spend too much time at this level and life outside of yoga. Inhale up. So find ways to be sturdy. Exhale, hands your heart center. Here's my right elbow to the outside of my left thigh. So I'll press my feet into the mat and lengthen out of my waist, finding those points of pressure so I can use them to help me balance. Good, inhaling up again. Exhale, let's bring the hands to the heart center. Hands to the inside of the foot. We'll lean forward, maybe toe heeling the right foot back if you need the space. Others might need to bring your left foot forward a little bit, and we're in lizard lunge. You might feel plenty here, and that's pretty typical. Usually our hips like to have a lot of attention they deserve, and that can be plenty of a stretch for you. If you want a little bit more and it feels good, you can bring one elbow down, maybe 2 elbows down, or if you have your block handy, you can use that block too. Or no elbows down, that's okay too. Again, our goal isn't to do as many of the cues that we hear in class. It's just to feel as best as you can in your body. So some days you're more open than others too, and we always just respect where we are. Each and every day is different for that. So coming out of it, let's take the left hand to the outside of the left foot and lean back a little bit. Lifting up the chest, a little runner's stretch here, bringing your collarbone towards your toes. Then your foot might be pretty tight, and it's just going to be where it is. Your knee's a little bit bent. If you're able to point your toes, that's great. If you can flex your foot, try it that way. That's great too. And then we'll release. So I'm going to bend through that left knee again. Plant the hands down. Come onto the ball of the right foot, and then just slide my left foot back and meet in downward facing dog. You can pedal those heels out again. Check your hands, really good yoga hands. Let's look forward. We'll inhale. And then exhale, we're just going to rock those feet up and we'll forward once again. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from the ears, just stretching the back out. We'll exhale, fold. Inhale the arms up over the head. And then exhale, fold once again. So you can do a swan dive or hands to your heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, just stretching that back out. Exhale, hands to the mat. Let's step the left foot back. Drop your back left knee. And once again, find a low crescent lunge. And again, make any adjustments you need to. We're going to find a 90-degree angle with that front bent knee. So if you've got to move your feet a little bit by all means. So for me, it's most comfortable to have my toes down. If the top of your foot's down, that's okay too. Then with my toes there, I can really press my feet down and lift out of my waist to help me keep my balance. Doing your best. Again, it's normal to be a little wobbly here. Finding your center, squeezing your pelvic floor. We'll inhale up. Find your right hand and bring it to the inside of your thigh and take that twist. Again, blocks handy. Feel free to use them. Or if you're just not touching the floor, that's okay too. Up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's take the left elbow to the outside of your thigh. And we'll twist once again. Maybe looking to the floor or looking over your shoulder. Good, we'll inhale up again. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's bring the hands to the inside of the foot. We'll lean forward. Again, if you need to adjust your left foot back a little bit, or even bringing your right foot forward so you can get the most out of your lizard lunge here. Again, blocks, use them. Or if you feel open enough, you can bring your elbows down to the floor. Or just stay where you are and breathe. Pretty typical to find one side's a little more tight than the other. Working to bring balance to both sides and all parts of your body during your practice, but also accepting our differences and not forcing anything at all. Just working to feel good. And giving yourself lots of supportive breath as you look for more space in your body. Let's come on out of that whenever you're all set. Take your right hand to the outside of your right foot, squaring through the hips. I'm going to lean back once again. Lift up the collarbone. Ooh, and bring my chin, collarbone towards my toes. Again, if your knee's a little bit bent, that's okay. If you can get your legs straight, even better. Really starting to stretch the top of your foot. The shin. If you're able to, you can flex your foot. Go ahead and release, going out of that. So I'm going to bend through the right knee again, plant my hands down, come onto the ball of my left foot, and just slide my right foot back, downward facing dog once again. Good, pausing here, and breathing in and out through your nose. See, my heels are up here, that's okay. Eventually, maybe you'll get your heels down. Work to lift your tailbone more and press palms, knuckles, and fingertips forward. If you find your wrists are getting sore in your downward dog, maybe give a little bit of a bend in your elbows there as you work to bring more strength to your forearms and to your wrists. Now let's look forward, inhale, and we're going to exhale, walk the feet up with the hands, and once again fold. We're going to do that transition, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold, inhaling the arms over the head, and then exhale, forward fold. So you can also drag your prayer through your center and then fold that way too. Either way is great. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Let's take the right foot and step it back. Two heels about in the line, backside foot, 45-degree angle, and we lift to our first warrior one. So doing our best to find, again, the hips square to the front of the mat. Keeping that bend through the front left knee. And the back right foot pressing down into your mat, keeping that thigh super sturdy. And breathing in and out through your nose. Giving yourself lots of breath. And just doing your very best. Here you are in warrior one. Let's take the hands behind the back. Inhale, lift your chest, and then humbly bow. So maybe this isn't for you. Just having your hands together. A little bit more space, you can bring it all the way to the inside of your thigh. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears. Keep that front left knee bent, maybe even relaxing your head. Keep your eyes open, that'll help you balance. But again, it doesn't matter how low you go. You can be here, here, that's plenty. Wherever you are now, let's gently come on out of it, pressing your feet down. Now reaching your arms up. Let's inhale. Exhale, warrior two. So again, front left knee is bent. Now my front side heel is in line with my backside arch. Backside foot's parallel to the back of my mat. Hips are opening. Shoulders are relaxed, but I want you to look to your front side fingers. It's warrior two. Now let's flip the palm. We're gonna reach forward. Inhale up. And then exhale, take extended side angle. So the left forearm comes to the top to the left thigh, and your right arm reaches up and over your ear. So you get a nice stretch down the right side of your body. If that feels good, if you want a little bit more, you can take your left hand and reach it down to the floor or your block. Or neither, that's fine, just to keep your elbow on your knee. See my leg trying to go straight, I'm gonna work to keep that bent. Now, if you'd like to try a half bind, you can take your left hand and reach it around behind you. Look, that's to open up your shoulder. Full bind, I like to start with my left hand down. That's my right hand, that went behind my back, sorry. You'll bring your left arm under the thigh, the right hand behind, and that's full bind to open up the shoulders. But again, whatever steps are most appropriate for you, that's what I want you to take. Let's come on out of that. We'll wheel back to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, press your right hip back, inhale. And exhale, let's take triangle pose. Good, nice stretch for the inside of your thigh. Working on your balance, gazing to the floor, or challenging your balance, gazing up to the ceiling. Adding a little bit of abs, you can reach your left hand forward and then wheel your way out of it. Good, turn your toes in. You can step your feet together or bring your arms over your head, your hands to your heart center, and pause. Give yourself a deep breath in and give yourself a deep breath out. And we'll try that again on the other side, inhaling up. Let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, put your hands on your mat. Let's step the left foot back and lift yourself up. Backside heel, front side heels in a line to warrior one once again. So again, this side's a little different on me, that's okay. I'm gonna take a moment to notice those things and work to find that good stance with my hips square to the front of my mat. Shoulders relaxed, fingers reaching, and your breath moving. Once again, humbly bound, you can take your hands behind your backs. Lift through your chest, and then decide what works best for you, how far you want to go for humbly bound. Working to commit to that front right bent knee. Gently release. So I'm going to press my feet down, squeezing your hands, your fingers together can be helpful. Inhaling up, exhaling, warrior two. So warrior two, front knees bent, back left leg nice and straight, hips opening, shoulders relaxed, looking to your front side fingertips. Let's flip the palm, we'll reach forward, inhale up, and exhale, extended side angle. So now my right elbow is coming to my right thigh, and my left arm is coming up and over your ear. So again, feel free to stay here. Half bind, I'll show you, is your left hand coming behind you, and you'll work to grab the inside of your right thigh. If you want to reach your right hand down to the floor. And for me to find the full bind, it's easier for me to touch the floor first and then bring my right hand under my right thigh and the left behind, opening up through the shoulders quite a bit. So that's the idea in that bind. Again, if you don't feel comfortable doing those things, just do what works for you. Wheeling your way out of it, warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg, press your left hip back, inhale, and we'll exhale, triangle pose. gazing to the floor or challenging your balance, gazing up to the ceiling nice and slow. And if you choose, you can bring your right hand forward and then wheel your way out of it, turning your toes in. So you stay here. I'm just gonna flip to the front. Turning your toes in, you're in that big wide stance. We're gonna inhale up and then exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands down to the floor. Let's go ahead and relax the neck. You can just pulse and shake it out a little bit here. Again, blocks handy. You can use your blocks. Maybe wiggling your hips a little bit. Some like to take a little lunge here. Or just grabbing your opposite elbows is great. Whatever feels good. And you can continue to just do that. To kind of just hang and see how it feels. If you want some deeper stretching, I usually have to walk my feet a little bit closer together. And then you can grab the outsides of your feet or your heels if they're available, stepping on your fingers. So here I'm grabbing my feet. I had to bend my knees to do that. Once I get a hold of my feet, then I can straighten my legs. If your knees are still bent, that's okay. The next step you'll take is engaging your thighs and lengthening your body towards your mat. So you've got to really commit to engaging your thighs as you lengthen down. Lifting your shoulders away from your ears and continuing to breathe. Again, if that's too much, you can just use the floor or your block and kind of take this moment to be upside down, heads lower than your heart. Gonna slow your heart rate down, improves your circulation. Or as you're lengthening down, lifting the shoulders up, elbows back towards your ear or your shins. And then gently releasing, we'll come on out of it. Good, nice strong stance. Let's get the feet together. Hands to your heart center. Good, and then just pause and give yourself a moment to breathe. So we've done quite a warm up here. Ready to try a couple standing postures, and then we'll hit the deck and we'll start to cool things down a little bit. Let's do 2 standing postures today. Let's try eagle into balancing stick and tree pose. So eagle will go like this. So I'll stand to the side so you can see. I'm going to inhale the arms up, and then I'm going to take my right hand and swing it underneath my left and cross at the elbows. So you can get your hands together like this. That's the most full expression, we'll say. If you can't quite get your hands, maybe you'll grab just a hold of your forearm. If you're like, not gonna happen, you can just grab your shoulders and give yourself a hug there, keeping that cross at the elbows. So whatever works for you. You've got your eagle upper body. We're gonna inhale, and then exhale, sit down. So bending through the knees. Now let's start by picking up the right heel and just see what happens. If that feels good for you, maybe you'll try to bring your foot to the front of your left. So your right foot over your left. If that feels good, you'll inhale, and then exhale, swing your right leg over your left. So you've crossed your legs together, someday hooking your right foot behind your left calf. All right, so turn to the side here. And your best eagle you can. Again, if it's not as wrapped around as mine, that's okay, just do what you can. Now let's see if we can add balancing stick. So we're gonna straighten the left leg and press the right heel back and bring the chest forward. Doing your best, pressing the heel back, try to keep your hips square to your mat, and maybe pulling your beak forward if that feels good. Now, can we bring the elbows back in, the leg back up and around, and meet back to eagle? Good, go ahead and release. Come on out, arms up, hands your heart center, and pause. Give yourself a breath in, and give yourself a breath out. Sometimes our postures can be exciting and we don't realize that we're holding our breath. So even if you love it, you're excited about it, make sure you're still checking in with that breath to give you that ease in your posture too. Now let's try to get on the other side. Inhaling the arms up. Find your left arm and bring it underneath your right and cross at your elbow. So again, shoulders, if that feels good. Grabbing the forearm or the wrist if that feels better. Or getting your hands together eventually. Whatever works for you. So let's inhale, and then exhale again. Pull your elbows down and sit down. Bent knees. And we'll see where we're going with the left foot. So starting by just picking up the heel, we'll see how that feels. Maybe you'll bring the left foot over your right. If you're able to, inhale, and then exhale, wrap the left leg behind the right. But whatever you're able to do. Squeezing your thighs together can help you with your balance. Pressing your palms together or grabbing onto whatever you're holding on to a little tighter and finding that pressure. Now let's see if we can do balancing stick. So I'm going to release the left leg, shoot it back, and bring the chest down. So a lot of times my hips will want to open, I'll lose my balance. That's okay. Get back into it and try it again. Lifting through that heel. Trying to keep the hips squared, chest down, and maybe pulling the beak forward. We'll go 3, 2, and then gently release. See if you can swing it back around. And then release. Good. Arms up. Hands your heart center. And we'll pause. Give yourself a breath in. Give yourself a breath out. And now let's work on our tree pose. So again, standing with your feet close. I like to have my feet touching so that I can feel my legs together and just have a little bit more connection in my body. And we'll start by, again, just picking up the right heel. So a lot of the times the first thing we do is this. Try to keep those hips nice and square. Notice where you kind of want to slouch and keep lifting up out of your waist. Lifting up the heel. Next thing we can do is bring that heel to the inside of your ankle. If that feels good, maybe you'll bring your foot to the inside of your calf. So lifting your foot up off your mat. We're going to open through the hips, and again, watch if you get a little sassy, lift up out of that waist. Maybe you'll bring your foot to the inside of your thigh. So for me, it's easier to bring my foot to the inside of my thigh because I have more surface area to press on. But it takes some time to get that flexibility to get the foot up there. So take your time with it. Finding a place where you could be confident, and then maybe playing around with some things. Maybe you'll raise the roof. And you can't see my hands maybe, but you're reaching up to the ceiling. Sometimes it helps me to hold on to a pretend string, so bringing my ring or middle or your index finger, your thumb and your finger together, and holding on to that. So again, you've got that pressure with your fingers as you reach. If that feels good, maybe you'll change your gaze up to the ceiling. Tree swaying in the wind. If you're rocking like me, put your toes down on your mat, so big toe, pinky heel. Changing your gaze to the ceiling again, that's a big challenge. If you feel very confident here, maybe you'll close your eyes. We'll go 3, 2, and release. Very good. Now a really handy trick in life in general, but also in your yoga postures, especially when we have that fun trick of closing the eyes in tree poses, to picture yourself doing it. So when you close your eyes, don't disconnect from where you are. See in your mind's eye yourself doing the posture and see if that helps you with your balance. Let's try it on the other side. So engaging that right leg, picking up the left heel. See how that feels. Watch if you get sassy. Keep those hips square and lift up out of your waist. If that feels good, maybe ankle to the inside of your calf, or heel to the inside of your calf, excuse me. Or foot to the inside of your calf. So now you're gonna lift your foot up off your mat. Maybe foot to the inside of your thigh. So again, wherever works for you, and know that this won't be your last yoga class, hopefully. So you have plenty more opportunities to continue to learn and to grow. So lengthening through the waist, grounding the foot down. Again, if you want to try, you can raise your arms. Again, if it helps you, you can find a pressure point with your fingers, if that helps you to balance. Changing your gaze up to the ceiling. Again, that's going to challenge your balance. You find yourself wobbling, see in your mind's eye the tree pose. Find a spot to focus on, and again, if you'd like to close your eyes, we'll go 3, 2, and release. Good. So coming out of it, Stand tall, give yourself a moment, give yourself a breath. And then give yourself some honor and respect for what you just did. And then we'll come and hit the mat. So we're gonna inhale up and we'll exhale forward, fold. And then however is most comfortable for you to get down onto your mat, go ahead and meet me there. For me, I like to fold and then meet right here. So before us to really stretch it out, actually, let's find our feet flat to the mat. Our thighs engaged. We're gonna work our centers just a little bit more. Raising the arms up, we'll inhale. Exhale, I'm gonna twist to my left, reaching out to the side, shoulders away from my ears, inhaling up again. Exhale, leaning back. Good, inhaling up. Exhale, twist, opening to the right. Good, inhale up. Shoulders forward, let's lean back a little bit. If you choose, you can pick up your legs for both. Good, inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Shoulders forward, let's lean back. So even just leaning back a little bit more can be plenty. Inhaling up. Exhale, twist. Inhaling up. Shoulders forward, lean back again. If you want, pick up your legs. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Shoulders forward, lean back. Inhale up. We'll exhale, twist. Good, let's inhale up. Roll the shoulders forward. Now you can abs back or you can just grab your knees and just kind of fall back. Let's pull the knees in the chest, rock around a little bit. Good. And then we'll take a couple moments just to really slow things down, slow your heart rate down. Kind of take a break from some of those intense Hatha postures. And we'll just do legs in the air. Arms in the air, that's dead bug. Just relaxing. Shoulders away from your ears. Feeling the mat support you. Maybe taking happy baby. So you can grab the back of your thighs and just let your knees bend. You can grab your ankles. Gravity's gonna pull you apart. It's a big stretch here. Or you can grab the outsides of your feet with your elbows and your knees and rock around. Just let it all hang out. Good, let's pull the knees into the chest. And then find your feet flat to your mat. Good. So setting up for bridge pose and one more legs up the wall. That'll bring us back to a seat. For now, fingertips grazing the back of the heels. So about 6 to 8 inches between your toes, your knees, and your hands. Your chin's tucked, shoulders away from your ears. And we'll just gently lift up for bridge pose. So finding strength in the tops of your thighs, glutes, to lift up your pelvis. Watching that the knees and the feet don't kind of flare out. Try to keep that same distance between your toes, your knees, and your thighs. And then gently lower down. Good. Now, hopefully you have a block handy. I'll show you. I'll tell you about supported shoulder stand. So if you have a block, keep it on the lower setting and just put it right about where your belt would be, and use that block to lift you with your legs up in the air. And that supported shoulder stand. If you don't have a block, just take another legs in the air. Eventually, you might try a shoulder stand in some other classes, or if you're very comfortable with shoulder stand, you can work on that. I'll show it to you, but really take your time with it. There's no rush. Shoulder stand, you want to be sure that you're on your shoulders, not your neck, and you want to keep your toes, your knees, and your hips in a line. So a lot of the times with beginners, I'll see this. Not quite ready for shoulder stand, or I'll see this. You're kind of just like struggling to get yourself up there. Use the block to teach your body how to lift, or what that's going to feel like with your hips lifted. And then you want to make sure you have the strength. So here, okay, that you've got your legs up, but you've got to have the strength in your back and in your center to hold your toes, your hips, and your knees in a line. So ultimately, again, take your time with it today. Legs up the wall is fine. Pull the knees into the chest and find the feet flat to the mat once again. Moving into a, scooch my mat just a little bit here. We're gonna move into a reverse pigeon, maybe into a twist, and maybe we'll stay here. We're just about out of time. Finding the right foot on top of your left knee. So your legs are like a 4 shape. Now there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can just pick up your left foot and allow your thighs to fall towards your chest. If you're able to, find your right hand and thread it through your legs and interlock your fingers behind your thigh and guide your legs towards your chest. You don't have to pull too hard. Again, we've been working hard our whole class. So here, kind of just like gravity, pull your body towards the floor, and that'll give you a big stretch here in your backside and in your hips. And then just breathe. Into a twist next. So I'll goal post my arms, and if this doesn't feel good for you, I'll show you a different move you can do than the pigeon twist. So I'm looking at my left side body, and I'm going to allow everything to fall to my left side gently. Once it touches down and I'm comfortable there, I can change my gaze to the right, and I'm in a reverse pigeon twist. You're like, nope, that's not for me. You can just meet back with your feet on the mat and your knees bent, and so goalpost your arms. Just allow your knees to fall to the left and change your gaze to the right. Again, my feet will come apart. My knees don't stay on top of each other. So either move works. Again, just what works best for you is what you'll choose. Gently release. So thinking about the strength of your left thigh to pick your right foot back up, finding your feet flat to the mat. If it feels good, you can pull your knees into your chest, rock around a little bit, or just stay stationary, that's fine too. And then we'll try it on the other side, bringing your left foot to your right knee. Legs like a 4 shape once again. Let's pick up the right foot and see, again, first your foot just kind of falling, or your legs falling towards your chest, that could be plenty, or threading the left hand through your legs and then interlocking your fingers behind your right thigh and pulling that thigh into your chest very gently, so you don't have to pull with all your might. Just gently there. Still a deep lower belly breathing. And then if you like that reverse pigeon twist on the other side, we'll goalpost the arms. Look at that left side, or the left foot on your right side, and it's all going to come down to your right. Good. When it touches down and you feel comfortable there, you can change your gaze to the left. Again, really quickly, if that wasn't your favorite move, you'll just come out of reverse pigeon, put your 2 feet down, allow the knees to fall to the right, and change your gaze to the left. So whatever you're most comfortable with is what you're going to choose to do. Release out of it, think about the strength of your right thigh to help pick up your left foot. Find your 2 feet down to your mat. Maybe pull your knees in, give yourself a little rock around. And then we'll put the feet down. Let the knees fall out to the side. Put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And let's just relax here for a moment. Maybe closing your eyes, walking your shoulders away from your ears. Arms to the side and the legs long. Take a moment here in Savasana. Let's gently roll to the right side. So you can keep your eyes closed here and just roll gently onto your right side. Take a couple more breaths. Start to open your eyes if you closed them. We'll gently make our way to seated. We'll do a few floor seated postures here, starting with the soles of your feet together once again. Let's slide them in nice and close and rock around a little bit. If you do have a block handy, feel free to use it. Putting your hands on the block as you inhale, lift, and then exhale, just reach forward. Really starting to wind things down. So keep that commitment to your slow belly breathing in and out through your nose. You've done all your Hatha postures. You're nice and warm and open, so you can really get some deep stretching here. Let's take the soles of the feet further away. Again, we can rock around. We'll inhale, lift, and exhale, gently walk forward. Again, if you're very open, you'll come a little bit closer to the floor. Not so much, just feel free to use your block. Let's gently release and find a comfortable seated position. We'll rock around a little bit, however that is for you. If it feels better to sit on your knees or with your legs out, you can. Sit bones grounded, shoulders relaxed. Let's inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart center and pause. Go ahead and relax your hands on your knees. Long spine, shoulders relaxed. Let's inhale. And exhale, just allow your left ear to fall to your left shoulder. Maybe bring your right hand down to the floor. Taking your left hand around your head and to touch your right ear. Not really pulling, I'm just touching the side of my head. Plenty of stretch in the side of your neck. Gently bringing the head back to the center. Once again, we can pause. Deep breath in. Exhaling. Deep breath in. And on your exhale, allowing your right ear to fall to your right shoulder with a nice long spine. Maybe bringing your left hand down to the floor if you'd like a deeper stretch. Maybe the right hand up to your left ear. Gently release. So find a straight spine, your relaxed shoulders. Let's inhale. And then exhale, just let your chin fall to your chest. So watch it not rounding forward, just your chin falls to your chest. And we'll take some half circles. Maybe some full circles. So I don't really let my head drop back here. I just bring it to neutral. If you're choosing to go the full way around, maybe you'll go the other direction as well. Bring it back to seated. Just give yourself a pause. So we have worked head to toe all around. It's time to take a nice savasana. Go ahead and find your mat once again. I like to bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. One hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Eventually making my way into savasana with my arms and my legs long. But do whatever is most comfortable for you. And stay here as long as you like. So thank you so much for coming to Nova Yoga Collective's virtual yoga basic Hatha class. I hope that we'll see you at one of our live classes, or we'll continue to see you here. Stay here as long as you like. Again, give yourself some time in savasana, and I will conclude our class with a thank you and namaste.